And can general MBA graduate work in any industry? And another part that I could see to the same question is, what should be done to become investment banker? So I think this question is coming from Chetan Kumar, and he probably is coming from, I think, an engineering background. So he has two questions: what exactly general MBA is, and can a general MBA graduate work in any industry? And what should be done to become investment banker?
I am so happy that this question, this is one of the most important question of the topic, and I'm happy the boy has raised this question. And I will take my own time in explaining this question because this will cover your 50% of doubts. Now, when you think about going for MBA journal or MBA any specific course, especially investment banking, I'll come to that part later on. Now, before MBA, if you people are entering, I have already told you to work upon your internships project. There are almost 18 different specializations in which you can work for MBA course. But out of these 18 specializations, there are 7 to 8 specializations which are core. One must go for general MBA first. General MBA first year will talk about all the concepts which is needed for a business. It will talk about research, it will talk about HRM, it will talk about OB, organizational behavior, sales and marketing, financial accounting. It will prepare your base for first year, and a lot of you will find it as a revised syllabus from BBA, BCom, economic honors, because these functions, these core functions forms the base of any business. When you go in second year, you can opt for electives. Now, why I am telling you to opt for a general MBA first? Post-COVID, we have seen that there is a major change in the kind of recruitment happening. The cost cutting has ensured that the person who is coming on board should have multiple talents, should be multiple specialized person. MBA General will give you the traditional information on traditional specializations: finance, marketing, HR, IT, IB, business communication, everything. One must go for MBA General. Then you must go for jobs for a couple of years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And then you will realize, you will be aware that which function of the industry has given you the best of career opportunities and best of contentment and satisfaction. Then you can do an executive program or PGP program or PGDBM program after a span of 3 to 5 years after understanding your flair for any function. Now, when you are doing MBA general program in second year, there are many places which will help you for dual kind of electives. Major you can take one, minor you can take one, or you can take simultaneously equal electives also at few places. So few combinations in MBA general program. Having said, they will offer all these traditional specializations like finance, HR, IT, IB. These are very, very common. You will find it everywhere. And you will take one as major or one as the core area of your work. You can take finance and marketing. You can take marketing and IT. You can take HR and IT. One combination which I would like to definitely would guide you to avoid. In my career of 22 years, I have noticed that people taking finance and HR, they are highly getting, when they go into the market, the corporate gets confused that which core area they would like to go. Because IT or marketing, these two are two combinations which goes well with every kind of specialization. So you have to be very careful that the general MBA will give you a glimpse of all these functions, which is very important for you to go. And post MBA, you can definitely work on the specialization where you are interested. After 2 to 3 years, go for a specialized program, the contemporary program. Like you want to go into MBA strategies, you want to go into innovation, you want to go into leadership, you want to go into entrepreneurship, you want to go to data analytics, you want to go to business analytics. You have to see that now after working for industries and these core functions, which other core specialization I would like to be a master in rest of my career. Because by that time you have industry exposure, you have awareness of your own knowledge, you have learned from your own experience, the working experience of people. And by that time you will have an understanding of industry and how these functions are being utilized. Name a company which do not have finance, HR, IT, or IB. Every company has. You should be at least even in time of crisis, you should have one good degree, which is a general one, which summarizes to any kind of industry and major functions. And post few years of experience, just take 2 to 3 years of experience, do one more PG program. There are thousands of PG programs being offered by great institutions like IIM, MGI, 4, FMS, executive, part-time, weekend classes. Go for it and then decide your specialization.
Right. I think a lot of you had the similar questions about like which are the popular specializations, and I think this answer has already covered that question. So I think I've already marked you here. Sumaya and Tanushri, I think you all had the similar questions. So I think ma'am has already included that answer.
Yes. Okay. I would like to cover the second part now, investment banking. Now, while we are planning and thinking about investment banking, we should have the base for banking and insurance. We should have a base for finance. We should have base for accountancy. We should have base for statistics. My dear friends, if you are interested for core finance, banking, operational profile like investment, you should love all these terms which I have just suggested it to you right now. And you also need to be aware that investment banking is different from commercial banking and retail banking. Now, lot of us has accounts in different banks. We mix investment banking with commercial banking and retail banking. Now, retail banking is the one where we have our accounts. It's a mass transaction people do. That is retail banking. We all our accounts, we have deposits there, we go for their every kind of transaction. Retail banking is the one which collects the money from people. The main corpus is from deposits from people like us. Having said that, investment banking is for government institution raising fund from them. It's a different concept altogether. And when you say that you have not done any certification in investment banking, you are not going to reach out to a core function in the industry for investment banking. And before you reach out to a core function, you should have an excellent flair of finance, accountancy, and statistics. And you should love working with numbers. If you love working with numbers, then only you can go for investment banking. Along with finance, you should have an excellent understanding of marketing. Because in India and outside India, there are thousands of companies which are offering investment banking. You should know how to handle a client. And client interaction is very, very important. You should be able to make a brand of that organization, that why a customer will approach you for investment banking and not any other bank for that matter. So if you have flair for these two nuances, then only you should opt for investment banking. And for that, you should pick up relevant projects, live projects, summer placement projects, or small jobs in F&A function, finance and accounting operation functions of various banks to reach to the final goal of investment banking, so that you understand the operations of a bank also.
Yes. So I think that answers well for a lot of you who would be interested in knowing this and taking up, investment banking. Okay.